Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Big Bang Universe #1, introducing the all-new Galahad from AC Comics and Big Bang Comics. Can't wait to share it with you guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. Alright, so we got another banger from Big Bang Comics. You know, when I was putting together my Big Bang anthology, Gary and Chris sent me a bunch of old back issues from Big Bang as research, and this is one of them. It's such an interesting publication history. You know, Gary started publishing himself. They've been at Image, they've been at Caliber, they've been at AC. This is after a few print-on-demand ventures. And I'm not sure exactly how they got together with AC, but, you know, Big Bang has been published in various ways over the years, and this is just one of them. In the tradition of Big Bang, this is a huge anthology featuring lots of different talent and characters from the Big Bang universe. Starring the Night Watchman, we have the introduction of Kid Galahad here. We have this retro Ultiman story featuring the Ultra Baby. Big Bang Universe, regular Night Watchman cover by Carrie Talbot and variant Galahad cover by C.B. Burke. I love this cover by C.B. Burke. Very fun style, gorgeous painted cover. This is from 2014, I want to say. No, 2015, sorry. So it's not super old, but it's not super fresh either. Let's see. Ultiman, the Ultra Baby, story by Gary Carlson, art by Jeff Weigel. Night Watchman, Skeletons in the Closet, story by Gary Carlson, art by Carrie Talbot. Galahad, Lady in Waiting, story by Gary Carlson, art by C.B. Burke. Night Watchman Adventures, story by Bobby Nash, and art by Jeff Austin. Whiz Kids, Trouble in Tinseltown, story by Gary Carlson, art by Justin Wasson. I was excited to see this story by illustrated by Justin Wasson in here. I've come to know him since working on Big Bang, and he has a pinup in my upcoming Elementals book, so I'm excited about that. And Big Bang Theory's editorial by Gary Carlson. So Big Bang is like Gary and Chris's love letter to the comic books from the 60s that they grew up on, you know, Silver Age, Golden Age heroes. They started out very much in that vein, very much sort of like amalgams, avatars, pastiches of, you know, like well-known superhero legends. Like, you know, Ultiman is kind of a doppelganger for Superman. But there's a slant, there's a difference. Gary Carlson is one of the best writers that I am aware of, one of the best superhero comic book writers. I'm constantly reminded of that every time I read a story by him. Just the little touches that he puts in. You know, he's working, I hate to say that Big Bang Comics was a hobby for him, but in a way it was. It wasn't his career, and he always did it by hook or by crook, continuously publishing for decades. However he could. So, you know, that's why you're seeing it in various forms. Sometimes it's color, sometimes it's black and white, sometimes it's series, sometimes it's big anthologies. And Gary, you know, is just wanting to make comics and doing whatever he has to do it. And it shows on every page that these comics are just labors of love. He's pouring his heart and his soul. I love how, like, the elements that he introduces, you know, Ultiman here gets his power from some sort of radiated stone or whatever, and it's eventually giving him, you know, like cancer and killing him. I feel like the Big Bang universe was born from like the, you know, the sort of nostalgia and the positive, like bright and shiny Silver Age and Golden Age heroes. But Gary's always managed to put like this sort of really interesting, like sort of real world consequences slant. Like, I feel like there's always a price to pay for, you know, what the characters do. He's very good at sort of representing the balance of life, and that's such a, like, you know, common underscoring theme in comic books if you boil it down to basically just good versus evil and then go from there. I really enjoyed this Skeleton in the Closet story, like 48-page Night Watchman story. Night Watchman was created by Tom King, aka Chris Ecker, to be sort of like a a Batman in a way. I mean, I feel like Chris Eckler like was influenced very much by wrestlers and things. So, it's not just like straight up Batman, but he's a crime fighter. And, he has like a kid sidekick. So, and he has a Joker type rogue villain. The art on this is so good. I love Carrie Talbot. Another secret ingredient to the Big Bang legend is Gary's ability to sort of attract and mine young talent and work with them and give them exposure. And the thing that always strikes me is that, a lot of times, especially in sequential comics where you have a writer separate from the artist, sometimes it takes a while for them to gel. And I find more often than not, Gary is always gelling with the artist that he's working with. I always sense like some sort of synergy or real compatibility with the art and the writing, which really speaks to the nature of, like I said, what a great writer is, and honestly, what a great editor he is, and how good he is to work with. He just is so smart at figuring out story problems and elements and just little twists and turns and just little flourishes. I love his dialogue. The characters always seem to be speaking appropriately for themselves. And there's little pop culture references here and there that are fun sometimes. Like the twists and turns of this, like, so, it's a lot of similar to DC in the way that there are a lot of like legacy characters, characters passing on the torch. And at this point, this is the original Night Watchman, and the new Night Watchman is Night Watchman by night, but Kid Galahad, like his old sidekick, taking over for him. So it's kind of just crazy, and like the way that the stories run is just kind of, like I said, just kind of crazy and like interesting twists and turns that you don't really expect. If Big Bang is full of like references and tributes and amalgams and homages and things like this has to be Big Bang Universe's Amanda Waller, and I am loving her. She just looks so cool the way the artist is drawing her here. Like I said, like Big Bang just has fun, like classic comic book tales, but they're so intriguing, and they're definitely like classic and tropey in a way, but always with like some unique flourish or something exciting that's going to keep you guessing and just sort of give you like a humongous payoff with the twist and the turn. Loving this art so much. It is unfortunate, like I said, because Gary was pretty much trying to do this by himself when and if he could through the years, sometimes having to take large breaks in order to, reassess and replan. And color was sacrificed a lot over the years. And I feel like, in a way, there's so much great art here anyway that a lot of it just holds up without the color. That said, I really do think that superhero comic books, I don't know, just benefit so much from color. And, I think it could have helped the success. You know what I mean? It's like, that was part of my ambition with the Big Bang Anthology, is like, I felt like this was like one of the best kept secrets in comic books, and I wanted to help expose it or continue it, or just, I don't know, have my say in it and share it with the world. And hopefully, it's the Big Bang Anthology is hitting the stores in January, I believe. The orders for Diamond were pretty exciting since Cosmic Lion, my co-publisher, who we co-published the Big Bang Anthology, got it into Diamond distribution. Cosmic Lion made a deal with them last year, and so that was exciting to have Big Bang in Diamond distribution once again. So Big Bang is sort of like the little engine that could, you know what I mean? It's like Mighty Mouse, like tiny but mighty, and like super groover, and he's cute too, kind of situation. But I'm like saying, I love the fact that, okay, so there's like the Arkham Asylum in Big Bang Universe is Wortham Asylum, and I could not love that more. An obvious reference to Wortham, the famous comic code authority supervillain If you know anything about comic book history, then you know what I'm talking about. And if not, whatever. It's still entertaining, right? Look at how fun this art. See, this story doesn't really need color. Like the shading, the use of blacks and the lighting is so off the chain. It looks gorgeous. I love it. Like I said, and it's funny too because they have all these anthologies and all these great stories. So we get snippets here and there and little vignettes of these great characters, not knowing if or when we'll ever see them again. And I love them so much. This is a great story here, introducing this like Galahad. Sometimes I feel like their stories are at cross purposes, but whatever. This art, who is this artist? It looks a lot like Jeff Matsuda kind of vibe. C.B. Burke, I guess the cover artist. Very different style from pen and ink to painting, eh? But love it at the same time. Very cool, kind of J. Scott Campbell vibes. It's funny to see an artist like this, and then you wonder like where they went or what they did after this. And sometimes you've heard of them, sometimes you didn't. I mean, people like Eric Larson, Rob Liefeld, Chris Samney, got their start with Big Bang. And then there are just some really great artists who may have just did this and nothing else. I don't know. Went on to sell insurance or something. Who knows what people do. If you're lucky enough to make a living off comics, not even talking about being rich, just being able to pay your rent, then that's like an accomplishment in itself. So this is supposed to be Shutterbug, and it looks nothing like him. It looks totally ripped out of the pages of Danger Girl, and or Gen 13 rather, and I'm not down for that because Shutterbug's such an awesome character. And then you have this great story here, another Night Watch girl. See how it's sort of at cross purposes for each other. I don't know, it's hard to keep track of the Big Bang universe sometimes, but this one is by Bobby Nash and art by Jeff Austin, who is a name that I've recently become familiar with in the Big Bang mythos. He is oftentimes an inker and an amazing artist. I love his inks. I love anytime he posts art. It's really gorgeous. So it's nice to see him with some sequential storytelling in here. Really fun. Love seeing that. See what else have we got here. I love, it's just like classic and fun. They've tried to update them and bring them into the like current time, and if it were up to me, it would just be all classic Big Bang. It would be nothing but silver and golden age, calling each other chum and whatnot. I just live for that. I think it's like the heart and soul of Big Bang and what it makes them so appealing and special and what draws people to them, and they should just hang on to that and cherish it. Here we have the Whiz Kids story, written by Gary Carlson, and Justin Wasson is the illustrator. So much fun. I love the homage to the old DC covers with the black and white checker. The Whiz Kids are essentially the teen sidekicks. So basically kind of like the Teen Titans. And this just is a fun story. Of course, they have a band, like in the 60s and 70s. It was like the Bradys, the Partridge Family, the Osmonds, like everybody had their own variety show and sort of going on tour with their cheesy music and stuff like that. So this fits in perfectly with the genre of the Big Bang universe. And I have to say, the adjective used here, I'm totally down with fab and groovy and all that stuff. And it's saying their gear. And I love that because my friend, the dear departed Jason Pearson, was trying to make gear happen, like fetch happen. So it was a word we always used together, even though I never ever saw it anywhere else. So I was beyond thrilled to see that used in this context. So that was just my fun little anecdote there. But it's just like a very fun, like slice of life, kind of like innocuous sort of, like I said, like the Archie kids or the Brady kids or whatever. There's this drama with the music mogul and the other like competing boy band who are known as the Missing Links, Tom, Dick, and Harry. And that's kind of the tongue-in-cheek humor of Gary Carlson right there displayed on the page. Like I said, he's just such a great writer. I love Gary Carlson. I mean, one minute he's writing this sort of body horror, like Night Watchman story, and then the next minute you got this like teen record contract angst whiz kids story going on. And that's once again the beauty of the Big Bang universe too, and why I love anthologies where you can get such decidedly different, you know, from this like really great Silver Age Superman flavored story to this sort of like darker Batman flavored Night Watchman to like the fun teen sidekicks. I mean, it's the beauty and magic of Big Bang for real. So much fun. I love it. I just love playing in the Big Bang universe. It's so much fun. Every time I read a new issue, it's like a new discovery of a new character, a new artist, just something great within the pages of any Big Bang comic book. Always a banger, y'all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit like, and I will bring you more soon. Thanks, guys.